Planning a move from Burlington to Canada? At first it sounds simple, but once you start getting quotes, you'll notice the price can vary quite a bit. That's because cross-border and long-distance moves come with extra factors most people don't think about. So in this video, I'll walk you through what you'll really pay and what affects that cost. Let's start with the real numbers. For a typical 2 to 3 bedroom move from Burlington to Canada, most estimates fall around $2,900 to $5,300, depending on distance, services, and logistics. For smaller moves, costs can start closer to $2,000, while larger homes or full-service relocations can go significantly higher. Across Canada, long-distance moves generally range between $2,000 and $8,000 or more, depending on size and distance. So even if the route seems straightforward, pricing still depends heavily on how your move is structured. So what actually affects your final price? First, distance and cross-border logistics. Moving into Canada involves customs processing, documentation, and sometimes delays at the border. Second, home size and shipment weight. Movers typically calculate long-distance pricing based on how much your belongings weigh and how much space they take up. Third, labor and service level. Packing, unpacking, and furniture handling all add to the total, but they also make your move much easier. And finally, timing and seasonality. Peak moving months can increase pricing due to higher demand. At the end of the day, it's not just about distance, it's about logistics, weight, and service level. Now let's talk about timing. Most Burlington to Canada moves take around 3 to 7 days from pickup to delivery, depending on distance and customs clearance. Delays can happen if paperwork isn't ready or if shipments are grouped with others, which is common for long-distance moves. So while it's not instant, it's still a fairly predictable timeline when planned properly. Now here's where many people get surprised. Even with a quote, there can be additional costs for customs-related fees or documentation, packing materials like boxes and protective wrap, heavy or oversized furniture handling, storage if your move-in schedule changes. These extras aren't always included in the base estimate, but they can affect your final total if they apply to your move. That's why it's important to ask for a fully itemized quote upfront. If you want to keep your moving costs under control, a few simple decisions go a long way. Start by reducing what you move. Less weight means lower cost. If possible, pack your items ahead of time so movers can focus on transport. And try to schedule outside peak season since summer moves tend to be more expensive. These small choices don't change your move, but they do make it more efficient and more affordable. At the end of the day, moving from Burlington to Canada isn't complicated, but it does require the right planning. Once you understand how pricing works, you can budget properly, compare quotes, and avoid unnecessary surprises. Take your time, ask the right questions, and choose what fits your move best.